Good morning, family. Coming at you again this morning on my drive down to Ashland, Ohio to spend some time with my Ashland team. I got some windshield time this morning, so I figure what better way than to spit some fire at anybody who's willing to listen. So this video is really inspired by three people, and I always try to give credit where credit is due. Number one, Joe Frank, who is a good friend of mine. He recently joined the organization that I'm with, and I'm so blessed and lucky that he chose to come join our team and join our family. Number two, a conversation I had with another great friend and an amazing leader, Chris Ballantyne, this morning. And then, as always, a conversation I had this morning with Alex Yater, my mentor and coach, and who really is at the root of a lot of why I'm inspired to be the way I am. And so, just giving credit where credit is due, these three individuals, conversations with two of these people, and then a post on LinkedIn from Joe, and really that's what inspired it. I saw this post that on LinkedIn that Joe posted, and it's really very simple, really a very simple post, but absolutely hit me like a ton of bricks today, and my mind's just kind of been racing and snowballing with it this morning. And that is culture, your culture, your internal culture, the culture of your organization breeds behaviors, right? That's the first part of it. Culture breeds behaviors. If you live into your own personal morals and your own personal mental culture and attitude, that is going to breed within you behaviors that are going to produce results. So that's the second piece of it. Culture breeds behaviors. Behaviors leads to results. I hope I'm saying that right. But essentially, the idea behind this is we can't expect our people to, or the people that you come in contact or with the people that you're trying to lead, we cannot expect them to behave in a way that we desire for them to behave if we cannot get them to live into the culture that we are trying to instill in their minds, right? Like we can have a great company culture, but if those people, those individuals are not going to be a keeper of that culture, then they're not going to have the behaviors, and the results just won't be there. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, and through a conversation with Chris Ballantyne, his idea that he brought to me today that I'm kind of been stewing over is, he calls it the 10-80-10 rule. The 10-80-10 rule. So 10% of the people that you come in contact with, or maybe that are in your organization now, those people are I hate to sound like a jerk, but they're just absolutely uninspirable, right? You can have a good culture, you can have you can present and inspire your team to have an amazing culture, but if people aren't willing to internalize that culture, make it their own, and then allow that culture to sink in mentally just to who they are, that culture is not going to be able to breed the behaviors that you want out of those individuals. And those 10%, like, those are the people that, they throw people under the bus for their own advancement. They'll trash talk people to get ahead in life. They'll cheat, they'll steal. They're just uninspirable, and I truly believe that people don't change until they allow themselves and have a burning desire to change, right? If they're not willing to change, they're going to remain who they are their entire life. And that's sad, but unfortunately there are people out there that are like that, and you probably have come in contact with those people. If you have people in your life, I'm not saying discard them and get rid of them until you try to pour love and pour support and pour emotion and give them an opportunity to want to change. But if they're not willing to do that, stop wasting your time and get them out of your life. And then there's the 80%, right? The 80% is essentially, I'll start with the top 10% before I go to the 80%. But the top 10%, the idea behind the top 10% is regardless of what you try to do to influence these people, they're going to be who they are in the top echelon of people that you come in contact with. Regardless of how you try to influence them or what incentives that you try to do, they're going to do the right thing 100% of the time. They have absolute 100% a strong character, a strong mental fortitude, and they're going to do the job to the best of their ability because they just have this intrinsic desire that is instilled in their heart and in their mind to be the best version of themselves possible. And that's who I want to be, and that's what I hope and pray that you are driving and trying to become as well. But then you have this other 80%, right? And essentially, these people are just kind of drifting, floating through life. You know, a lot of them are excellent employees, but they have within them, they are looking for a vision. They are in search of a vision. They're in search of inspiration. And these are the people where I like to spend 90% of my time, right? Because I love these people, because, you know, maybe they're not who they want to be, and maybe they're not who you want them to be, but they're willing to make the sacrifices to change. If you are one of those people, God bless you. Always be moldable, always be inspirable, always be willing to learn from the people who are around you. Leverage other people's strengths to help internalize and eliminate your weaknesses. You are the people that I am talking to right now. And God love you. You probably make up 80% of the organization I'm in and 80% of the people that I come in contact with. But I encourage you to never stop developing yourself, never stop driving yourself to hit that next goal, reach that next target. I used to be one of these people, right? And actually, if I'm honest with myself, and I look over, if I look over my entire career, when I first got into sales, I started as part of the bottom 10%, and I was uninspirable, uncoachable. I thought, you know, I was doing it the best way, and nobody around me was going to help me or influence me because I knew the right way. Well, I had a kid. My son David was born. He's 12 now, but my son was born, and I knew that was the moment that it just snapped in my mind that I needed to become a different person, and I needed to be someone who could leverage relationships around me to help increase and better my situation. And that kind of bumped me up into that 80%. That 80% of that middle range there. So again, if you find yourself in that 80%, I encourage you to find a coach, find a mentor, read a book, listen to podcasts. Oh my gosh, the podcasts that are out there, you listen to a podcast today and allow yourself to be mentally changed and allow your internal environment, your internal culture, your internal mental fortitude, your attitude, your spirituality, allow yourself to be mentored and changed, and oh my gosh, your opportunities will be limitless, absolutely 100% limitless. So that's my prayer and my hope for you today. If you're the bottom 10%, what the heck are you doing? Like, open your mind, get out of your rut, stop complaining, start producing, quit making excuses, and own your situation and own your circumstances, and get the heck out of what you're doing. If you're that 80% in the middle, I love you, and I will work with you, and I will pour love and support and energy and be devoted to your success. 100% relentlessly devoted to your success. And if you're in that top 10%, fist pump for my brother. Fist bump, hit it right now. Hit your phone. I'm not kidding. Hit your phone, hit your tablet, hit your computer. I want a fist bump right now. I love it. So that's about it, guys. I love you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. And I'll see y'all out there. Keep living the dream and keep pushing, and let's get after it. Peace!